Here we have verse 17 of the 18th chapter of the Gospel of John. We have Jesus being placed on trial here of a sort, being questioned by the high priest, and as that's going on, Peter has gained admittance to the inner court. It's still outside, but it's past the initial doorway, and that's where this drama continues to unfold. Jesus had predicted, of course, that Peter would deny Jesus before the evening was over, and now we begin to see the first of these developments. So we have lege, from lego, I say, third person singular, present active indicative. So he says, or in this case, she says, the subject over here in the feminine. So she says, un, postpositive, therefore, indirect object, to Petro, to Peter, the dative, singular masculine of the proper name. So she says, and then paidiskon, you know the word paidia means a little child. This is sort of a diminutive term referring to a young maid. It's feminine, so it's female, probably in her early to mid-teens, we might guess. And then we're told in addition, hey, thuoros, this of course we looked at earlier, is the person responsible for the door, the thuros. So here is the young woman who was responsible for the door. She recognizes John, and at John's request gives admission now to Peter to come past the door. So she says therefore to Peter, as he's doing so presumably, and then we have may, the negation here, which is used with an interrogative at this point. So it would be a question like, aren't you, actually expecting a positive answer, an affirmative answer. Kai, the postpositive, so she also says, are you, and then su, the presence of the second person nominative pronoun is giving it emphasis. So aren't you, she's saying with emphasis. And then ekton, matheton. Ek takes the genitive. We have the genitive plural of the masculine noun mathetes. So aren't you of the disciples? The verb is here, a. Second person singular, present active indicative of a, me, you are, or I am really. Second person here. So are you not of the disciples? And then two, of the anthropou, man, and the genitive, singular, masculine, and then the demonstrative pronoun, tutu. So aren't you also of this man's disciples? And laying emphasis, of course, with tutu, the demonstrative pronoun, on this man, referring to Jesus. So she asks this question. She recognizes him. Maybe she was there in the garden. We don't know, but she seems to have a ready recognition of him, puts the question, apparently not in an accusing kind of way, but just, aren't you also one of the disciples of this man? But Peter, of course, denies it. Lege, same as we had up here. He says, ekenos, so that one, referring to Peter, that one says, uk eimi, I am not. Mark's version of this adds a little bit more color to it, because it's commonly understood that Mark is the one who is reporting the memoirs of Peter, and Peter, in a somewhat self-effacing way, makes the response much more emphatic. John, who apparently was an eyewitness as well, however, reduces the drama somewhat with the simple I am not. It's still a negation, it's still a denial. Fully realizing what Jesus had already earlier predicted. And of course, this is not the last of the occasions when Peter will do this.